Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WrestleVapour podcast, where we don't have any sponsors, but we're cool anyway because we're a bunch of musicians talking about wrestling. Today, it's just myself and R0x4ry, myself being on the show. We're a little bit short because it's a busy time for a bunch of us, especially with school exams and stuff like that. So we're a little bit short and we're a little bit behind schedule, but we're here. And we're going to get right into this because it's been a very busy week in wrestling. What do you want to start off with first? Reviews or news?
Okay. Should we go for news? Sure.
All right, so we'll go for news. First bit of news, which I'm going to mention real quick before we get to Shibata, and you could take care of Shibata, was that there's a possibility that Seth Rollins at a house show might have debuted a new finisher. Now this is a finisher very reminiscent to a move done in New Japan, in the all 6-star, Okada versus Omega match, which is essentially, it's kind of like the Rainmaker, but with a knee. You know what I mean? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's like he grabs him and then he jumps up and knees him. Isn't that one you're talking about?
Yeah, he essentially he throws him out, yanks on the arm, and then knees him in the head. The only thing being, it's like the way that Seth did it looked a little weak because he didn't get the pull right. Like he didn't push him out first; he just pulled in and then kneed. Whereas the way that Omega did it was like he did like a bicycle knee kind of thing, and it made it look gorgeous.
There's a reason why it's just on the house show, because you have to always build up a finisher and then get it right before you debut it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to cover Shibata?
Should we go for JBL last one?
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. So
go for JBL.
I mean, the only thing is that JBL is gonna take like the whole JBL issue where it's essentially like it's really deep as far as like how far it goes. To put it like light and to sum it up, essentially Mauro Ranallo, who is one of the announcers for WWE, he has a history of mental illness and depression, bipolar, etc. And JBL is very much known in the back room and has been known for a long time as one of the enforcers, or guys to really kind of push around the new kids to like toughen them up and stuff. Borderline bully, but I think this whole situation kind of confirms it now, that he is essentially just a big bully. Supposedly, from what I heard, do you want to cover I can't remember the exact situation which caused all this.
I'm pretty sure he called a move right, and then how Mauro is like basically this guy who talks about pop culture while trying to say moves.
Yeah, like he always just makes it hilarious.
Yeah, he just basically pissed off JBL, and then it got out of hand, and then he missed WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, he missed a few shows before that as well. And originally I think he blamed it on the snow.
Yeah.
And then JBL further teased him on that live, which is just atrocious. Yeah. And then so essentially Dave Meltzer was a big part of it, trying to report it, and he went ahead and reported it. It was the first major kind of guy to report it. And then we got further kind of major outlets coming in, Sportsnet, ESPN, the whole ESPN situation where Coach, he's like, oh, JBL didn't bully me, and then he just quit reporting on wrestling for whatever reason. Then Justin Roberts chimed in saying how he is essentially a dick. Matt Hardy as well was sharing his first story of Jeff Hardy, or of JBL, kind of being a bully. And yeah, so it's interesting because I heard that WWE is trying to come to a settlement with Mauro to not talk about it. I hope he doesn't take it, because thing, I like Mauro so much as an announcer. He's a great announcer. What do you think?
Also, to put on something to it, he also, since the contract with WWE is just for wrestling, that means he can do MMA, which he did this weekend.
He did in Japan, right?
Yeah, Rising at Japan. It was fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. He was pretty good at it, and then also he said somebody asked, "Are you gonna do pro wrestling again?" He said, "Absolutely." So the problem is that I think Mero is gonna go back to wrestling, but I don't think it's gonna be with WWE, which is
Could you imagine if it
which
was New
might.
Japan?
Yeah, he could
Oh, that'd
go
be so
back
cool.
to New Japan. Yeah,
And
he
like,
could go back to New Japan,
yeah,
or he could go for like how Joey did it before he got fucked. Like
yeah,
he goes to indie shows and then commentates over them.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I really hope that this fucks WWE quite a bit because, like, if this is going to be a case where, you know, like, WWE is going to claim that they're anti-bullying and collaborate with Be a Star and then fucking do all this shit where they have the toxic as fuck work environment, yeah, no, then they deserve to get fucked for it by the media. So, anyway,
Yeah.
and it's a shame too, because like Mauro Ranallo is like 10 times the announcer that JBL is. Like JBL's a fucking meme, and it's a meme how bad he is. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So let's get to Raw then.
No, we forgot Shibata.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
fuck yeah, I
I can,
forgot.
I
I don't know
can,
why.
I can.
I had
It's,
my like the whole news thing up real quick. Do you want to cover that?
it's okay. Okay, the cover to not spoil anything from the New Japan show. Problem is that there's some people have said, "Oh yeah, you know that sick headbutt Shibata did. He got a severe concussion."
Yeah.
But people are saying, "No, he didn't." Yes, he did. No, he didn't. And
Yeah,
the
it's
problem is that
argument whether it's a work.
yeah, the whole argument is that is it just a work like since Japan takes it so seriously, or if it's legit, and then people are asking because they have a right to know if the heroes or the guy they watch are okay, and then it's kind of this like situation where it's like, what the fuck is going on, man?
Well, I mean, Meltzer did report on it, and he's not sure, but I
Yeah,
believe he thinks that it could definitely be like a shoot. Mainly, like I'm reading a paragraph here that was made on a Wrestling Observer. An update on the situation with Katsuyori Shibata. Unfortunately, the news appears to be very bad and that the injuries are not storyline. This is not 100% because there are many situations historically where this could be just storylined or a cover for something else. Excuse me, but it appears this is the case that a combination of dehydration and the trauma of the legitimately skull-on-skull headbutt hospitalized him, and at this point, it is believed he will never be cleared to wrestle. He is currently in the hospital and is awake, can carry on a conversation, has some memories of the match itself. He initially had some right side paralysis, but this is getting better. Now, this, like, I like Shibata a lot. I love his style. Yeah. I think he's just one of the last great strong style guys left. He's like his match at Wrestle Kingdom was awesome. I really do hope he gets better, and I hope that those shoot headbutts get banned finally.
The problem is that it's not gonna get banned because that's how Shibata is. Like,
I know, but it's like if not for this, like, I get it. You want to do strong style stuff, which is fine, but at least like know when it's too much. I think we've seen so much of.
The problem is that can I go? Sure.
Yeah, sure.
The problem is that the wrestling culture in Japan is just basically different. Like, you talk about JBL bullying, and then the dojo kids also get bullying. You see them in the videos of the dojos just getting kicked around and punched, and they look fucking miserable. But that's how Japan is. Like, it's kind of fucked up, but other than USA, which I can do something about, I can't do something about Japan, and it's kind of like strong style, because the first world is strong.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, in America, at least for wrestling kind of culture, it's like they've already had that, whatchamacallit, that I guess, like, stigma towards headshots in general. You have Benoit and you have Daniel Bryan, who are just, like, the staple guys of, like, don't fucking do headbutt shit. But I don't think Japan has, like, the equivalent to that yet.
Yeah, because it's strong. Like, Japan really likes having a legitimate, like like I'm gonna go about this spot on when we say we explain psychogenesis, but basically you're legit or you can get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, and overall for Spada, like I hope he gets better. I don't care if he wrestle. Like I'd like him to wrestle again, but I think my main thing is like I want him to just get better and to be able to like live a normal life again. Because no match is worth, you know, ending, you know, a possibility of a normal life again. So I will say though that to end it on a 5-star match, that's a pretty good way to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you saw the pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain it. Don't worry.
Okay. Do you want to explain it later after we review it, or?
We could go after Raw.
Sure.
So
okay. All right. So this week we had the Superstar Shakeup. The Superstar Shakeup. I wish. Do you have like the notes of which got which?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go over it real quick?
No, can we go ahead after we go Raw and SmackDown?
Sure.
Yeah, after we go. Because it would be spoilerific if we explained it.
Sure. Okay, so when Raw opened, we got immediately John Cena's entrance, which, you know, people were, it's Cena, right? So, but of course, it was Miz and Maurice. I still love it. I still love that, and I love the fact that they can do it in the ring as well. You know, it's just I get a kick out of it every time. The whole big fucking ring thing, and it's just it's such like they're just doing so well as far as their comedy goes, and the fact that they can put in storyline just makes it like pretty awesome. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like shit, man. They continue a story even after Miz and Marseille is going to Raw, which John Cena isn't going to. And it's kind of like it's kind of the dynamic to say like, well, it's like they could have just come out normal, but that wouldn't have worked. So this is just showing thought about it. Like if Miz and Marseille came in, it probably would be John Cena again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, essentially, Miz and Maurice came out to, you know, work the crowd and to announce that they're going to be on Raw. So they were the first transaction of the Superstar Shakeup. You know what? We'll leave our thoughts on the Superstar Shakeup after we finish covering SmackDown. Yeah. Okay, and then in the middle of it, Dean Ambrose comes in, plays his music, and I guess they're going to have a feud, or was it just to essentially announce that he's going to be on Raw as well?
I think it's just to announce it also. To give some context, Dean Ambrose is the Intercontinental Champion. So
so that's the first belt switched.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, I couldn't care less because the IC title's pretty dead for me right now. I hope they find someone to revitalize it with. Because,
the problem is, in my mind, this show did more than the entire Dean Ambrose SmackDown reign has done for the IC belt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, they need to find a way to revitalize it, and I just don't think that Dean and Baron's doing it right now. And I know that Baron's going to lose at Payback because, like, unless they switch over the U.S. title, like, they're not. So, and that was the only really bad timing about this because they already set up these feuds and these matches for the next pay-per-view. But because of that, we already know how these matches are going to end simply because of, like, belt balancing among the brands.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we got... and then Dean went ahead and attacked Miz for whatever reason. I like that whole bit where he was actually thinking he's John Cena. That was funny. And then he smacked him and now... Yeah, and then Dean essentially buried him, but I don't know.
I wouldn't say bury, it just...
it wasn't a bury, but it was an attack, and I'm like, you know what? Like, that's a pretty shitty way to bury that gimmick, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Cole. He was hyping up the Roman match, or not match, the interview. We'll talk about that later. Backstage, we had another Sami Zayn, Kurt Angle segment, which was almost exactly like the one from last week, which I think that ended in a Sami Zayn Miz match.
Yeah, like basically it's like Sammy came in like, hey, hey, Kurt, oh hey, Sammy, SmackDown wants you, but I really want you here. Oh Jesus Christ, I'm hype, and then Miz came in and was like, what the fuck show are you running? And Kurt was, fuck you, you're gonna face that guy, and everybody was like, okay.
Kurt seems like the dad that's just trying to babysit everyone right now.
Yeah, it's like. I don't know if in kayfabe he doesn't know what hell Raw is going on with or something, because he seems like he's just.
Well, he's been at fucking the Indies for a while, so you never know.
Yeah.
All right. So next we had the New Day segment, which had New Day and a blow up doll that's like Kofi Kingston. Whatever. Big E was getting real close to the blow up doll. And we had another Revival New Day match, which was pretty great. I liked it a lot. Revival just keeps showing over and over again, and they're doing their job as a heel over and over again. So, it was a great match, and they're actually putting Revival over New Day, which was pretty incredible. So, yeah, what do you think?
I think that Revival has the heat now. They have a rocket fuel to the tank, but I need some promo time to show. Like, the problem is that if you haven't watched NXT, you don't know the fuck who these guys are. You really need to know who the fuck these guys are, because NXT is now on TV, so you gotta buy the WWE Network just to get out.
Buy the WWE Network for $9.99 a month. Get WrestleVapour for free.
Yeah, you have to buy it just to know who the guys is. It's kind of...
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely think they need promo time, because I think they're just going off like the wrestling ability, which is great, and it definitely like hypes the crowd, but they still don't know who they are, you know?
Yeah.
What do we have next? We had
Neville Aries.
Neville Aries, probably one of my favorite segments of the night. Like, I was getting really excited that they were like putting some storyline and trying to like do something with the cruiserweights, you know, because like it felt like after Aries, like they didn't have much going on except that whole Brian Kendrick storyline, and then turning TJ heel, I was like, you know what, yeah, I can get behind this.
Also, if you don't know what is going on, basically Aries, Neville had a promo, and then TJ came in, and then Neville was like, oh yeah, do you like being heel? And he said, fuck yeah, I do. Yeah, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
and then,
so like Neville essentially was like, you know, I still respect you, TJ. You know, you are inaugural champion and stuff. Aries doesn't respect you, etc. Basically trying to manipulate him and stuff, which led to a match between Austin Aries and TJ Perkins. And then TJ Perkins won. Holy shit.
You forgot one promo.
Okay. Did I? Right. Big Show came out and gave him a...
Kurt Hawkins got drafted to Raw, and then Big Show just gave him a punch, and then we can go to the next match, which is Austin Perkins.
Like, you might as well just come out with a shovel and just...
Yeah, but also Austin Perkins, yeah.
Yeah, Austin Perkins, a good match. I like the match. You know, it told its story. I really like Neville at the commentating table because of how invested he is in the match and the banter he has with the commentators. Perkins ended up winning the match, I think, to shenanigans, right?
Yeah, small package, and then like Neville came to the ring, blah 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 blah, and then Austin came and just stared at him, and then small package to win. Yeah, which is basically rolling him up.
Mm-hmm. And then Perkins ended up doing a beatdown on Aries, turning heel, and I would think the crowd got invested to that.
Yeah, he chanted, "You still sucks," and then I don't know if it's genuine heat or if it's good heat, but I want to see how this goes, because I didn't really like face TJ, and then he's done great stuff.
Yeah, face TJ was so campy.
Yeah, and then TJ has done great stuff as heel in the Indies, so
Yeah. No, I'm excited for it. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going full on heel. I feel like he's well, I don't know. I didn't watch the recent 205 Live. I should watch it. But
Yeah,
I feel like he's being more that like conflicted heel, like kind of tweener, but like essentially being heel. You know?
Yeah, not really. Like, it's more like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna do this shit now, and then
Do my own thing.
yeah. But the problem is that now the king of cruiserweights has him as a pawn, so it's like it's Game of Thrones for cruiserweight now.
Yep. We had Seth give his segment, essentially saying, "I did it. I slayed the king of kings." And then he went ahead.
Joke.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you.
Yeah. So I think Samoa Joe was brought up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then. Oh right. Oh yeah. Sorry. He was addressing his state, right, of the shakeup. Basically, saying that Stephanie's not going to be too happy with him because he's the reason why she's injured. Kayfabe. And that's basically teasing that he might have to go to SmackDown, but then Kurt Angle comes out and basically saying, like, I don't know how things were run before, but like I want to keep you on Raw, and so Seth's essentially staying on Raw, which is fine. I think like Raw needs it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you forgot the Samoa part.
Yeah, and Samoa Joe went ahead and tried to, pretty much jump him. I was hoping, like, as they're fighting, that Kurt Angle would get involved and just give him a suplex or something like that, which would have been so cool. But it didn't happen, so Seth gave Insecurity and then pretty much ended it. I hope that feud develops more, because I think that it can be a fantastic feud.
I would just like to point out that the three of the biggest TNA stars in WWE biggest TNA stars are in WWE. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like shit, man.
Yeah. What is it? Kevin Owens got an interview backstage, talking about the superstar shakeup. And at this point, we didn't know where Kevin Owens was going. What is it? And then they ended up talking about Chris, and Kevin's doing this kind of cool Face of America gimmick.
Yeah.
Which I find funny because he's Canadian.
Yeah, but Canadians breed better athletes, so.
Yeah, essentially.
You're Canadian, I forget.
Oh, what else? They were talking about Jericho, and I think that was it. Basically, he said that this is the Kevin Owens show. Yeah, nothing much. Good promo from Kevin, and I like the shift, trying to put some value into the U.S. title. Because if anyone can do it, I think he can. Because the U.S. title's been dead for a couple years now. So
yeah.
We had Charlotte versus Nia Jax. What are your thoughts on this match?
It was scary. Yeah, you looked like you had an early match bump where it's like, I'm pretty sure they need her, and then everybody looked like fuck.
Yeah.
And then they just checked on her and just rolled with the show, and then they got a decent match going out of it.
I mean, if there was any reason for Nia Jax to be sent back down to developmental, it would be this match. That whole fucking shoulder breaker where she fucking planted Charlotte's head on her knee and then on the floor. That was fucked up, and that's just Jesus Christ, Charlotte, get out of there. And then that whole moonsault, which, I mean, to be fair, was kind of both their faults for that one, but Nia Jax was way too far back to catch her. And essentially, Charlotte did the moonsault off the top rope, and basically Nia was too far back, so she pretty much got like a boot to the face from Charlotte, and Charlotte's face pretty much smacked the floor. Nia ended up winning, but fuck, ooh, that was a very botchy match, and yeah, it was scary.
Yep.
Yeah, that was not a good match, and like, yeah, it was very scary, and I hope Nia can learn to develop her ability a bit more.
Yeah. The problem is, and even if you say it, the females division is a bit barren. So
Yeah.
and then the problem is that Asuka is doing shit with the NXT belt, so she can't come up because you got the streak going on. And then who else do you got down there? Not much.
Yeah. Okay. Next we had Finn Balor versus Jinder Mahal. No idea why this match happened. It was a very stiff match, especially that one forearm that Jinder Mahal gave. I believe he gave Balor a concussion.
No, I didn't.
He didn't? Because I heard he got a
didn't.
concussion.
No, it was fake. It was not. It was not that bad.
Oh, it was work?
No, it wasn't work. It was like, oh shit, he could have gotten a concussion. Nah, he's fine. Okay.
Yeah, because that was very very stiff for him from Jinder, and like that's not someone who I would like botching, hits and shit.
Yeah, but Jinder he's a good hand, and he usually knows how to do stuff. So it's just an off night, and then Balor was okay. He was alright.
Typical Balor match,
Yeah.
I still don't know why the match happened. Was it like
You gotta have
something?
it was gonna basically show. Oh yeah, this guy's back. Oh yeah, okay, he's cool.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next, we had a Bray Wyatt segment, basically announcing how he's going to be on Raw, which again kind of ruins the payback match, because Randy Orton has the WWE title. They're not going to switch the Universal title, which is red, over to SmackDown. So, like, Randy's going to win, very obviously. I hope that the House of Horrors match that they're doing is cool and is like Final Deletion-esque, but we won't know. It should be fun, I think. I'm kind of tired with Randy being on top of SmackDown, though.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah. What else? Right, so they went ahead and... Sorry?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Well, they announced other acquisitions they got, which was Apollo Crews, Kalisto, Heath Slater, and Rhino. So, jobbers, fine. Sure.
Yeah.
We got The Miz versus Sami Zayn. I was actually kind of excited for this match because I was like looking forward to the quality of this match, and Miz kept on doing like the fucking gimmick infringement of Daniel Bryan. Like I love that he's just making that his own thing, and it's just like the crowd's totally getting into it.
Yep. That was a good match.
Yeah, Sammy ended up winning, but it's fine. Sammy, I think, needed a win because of how much he's fucking lost lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had probably the best fucking segment of the night, which was the Roman Reigns interview. And I'm just, I'm going to look this up real quick. I'm going to see how many views on YouTube this segment has.
Shouldn't you explain it? Because it's pretty good, and I wouldn't do it justice.
7 million views.
Yeah.
Fuck. Wow. It's like that's how much people fucking hate Roman Reigns right now.
So.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So essentially, Michael Cole was talking about Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is like, "I'm a big dog. I'm the big dog. This is my yard." Blah, 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 blah. And then Braun Strowman just went in and just beat the shit out of him. Essentially, put him in anything he could fucking find. Put him into garage doors. Put him into he essentially crushed him with an equipment box. Completely destroyed him, and then he ended up getting put on a stretcher, and then Braun comes back, kicks his ass again, sends him flying over like a ramp, on his face, and then leaves again. And then like the doctors come back and flip him up, and then are about to put him in the hospital. All you hear is like, "I'm not finished with you yet." Jumps into the ambulance, fucking beats the shit out of him, closes the ambulance door, and then like straight out of the Attitude Era just fucking flips the ambulance with his bare hands. Like, oh my god.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
And like he was getting so over with that too.
Yeah.
Like it was just I was surprised with how much he was like the fans were just getting into it. And I don't know what the whole purpose of it was. Was it supposed to be like a catharsis that, Roman Reigns is getting beat? Or is it just like they're going to take him away from TV?
Fuck you, it's wrestling. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
essentially.
Like you get him off of the show a bit, have Braun go like, I beat the big dog.
I'm now gotta be Brock Lesnar.
Braun. Yeah, and it was like amazing. Like, you wouldn't get this. Like, usually, like, if this was just normal paper, it would just be an interview done. But no, it's like, it basically went from a beatdown. And then you should, oh yeah, is it gonna finish now? No, another beatdown. Okay, it's gonna finish now. No, the ambulance is getting fucking tipped over, like.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's like,
yeah.
I was surprised with how just much they went balls deep with this segment. So.
Yeah, I hope they do more of this because holy shit, Raw needs this.
Yeah, because like, SmackDown's doing pretty great right now, and this week also proved it. So next, I don't know how you could like follow up this segment, but
yeah, the problem is they don't have to follow up. They could just go for something else.
Ended it there.
Yeah, but in my opinion, why Raw is sucking is because they're trying to capture Attitude Era, Raw is War, for all the wrong reasons. Like, oh shit, you had this badass authority against wrestler. Okay, Roman Reigns can do that. But he needs an authority. Triple H was pretty good when he was in the Attitude Era. Why not put it against Stephanie McMahon? Yeah,
like he was.
It doesn't work.
He was fine, but Steph was like the weirdest fucking heel, and an awful heel, really. Like putting down other heels and shit. But anyway,
they should just go for Raw full action, like have wrestling on SmackDown. Okay, some wrestling can be on Raw, but it should just be like balls to walls, cruiserweight, fly the fuck around like no fucking tomorrow. Like,
we also had right after that we had a tag team segment, which was the Shining Stars and Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus the Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro, which I think is a good rub. Good match. I like the match quite a bit. What are your thoughts?
It was good. Like, Dublin 07 was pretty good. The Hardest was alright.
Yep.
It's like Dublin 07. I know it's Sheamus and Cesaro, but I'm gonna call him Dublin 07 and you can't stop me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little worried about the club's placement on the card right now. I still want them to go over quite a bit. Like, that's just personal shit. So I hope they do. But I think the Hardys are just going to be staying. Either they're going to be staying champions for a while, or they're going to be finding a cool way to break them up. So, but I think if there was any time to do it, it would have been this. Like, if you wanted to break them up and then just send them out on separate brands, like, because they could both do it, Yeah,
like you could have non-broken heart Jeff and unbroken heart Matt.
Yeah, but I think they still got to figure that out legally. So.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have
him broken, but not like explicitly broken, just weird.
But yeah, like kind of a tease sort of thing.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah. So next we had women's segment. Alexa Bliss is on Raw. We'll get to that later, but I think this is a good move. Right? There was no one else that I think you could really bring over that would be worthwhile. As well as Mickie James. Mickie James is also on Raw. That one I'm a little conflicted about because I think I think SmackDown could have used Mickey James properly because they're already trying to like work Emma and stuff. So I think like Emma needs a bit more room to breathe for her to develop a bit more, whereas Mickey James I think was a good fit on SmackDown. That's just my personal take on it. What do you think?
Yeah, same here. Like, the promos was good, but the problem is that, well, the SmackDown gets like more some but I mean, women's wrestlers like, yeah, but it's cramped.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it was like barren, but it's a cramped and barren because you got like wrestlers for specific roles and nothing gets to breathe, and then it just looks like, if you look at it far, it just goes like, yeah.
I mean, as for the overall segment, which was essentially Sasha and Bailey did her usual promo, which sucked, and you know, like she's getting a little bit stale, I think. Even with the fans, like she was getting some boos and stuff, and I think she's getting a bit stale as far as her gimmick goes. Like she needs something to work with. And then I think that was pretty much it. We had Nia Jax come out and, you know, do her fight everyone thing. You know, yeah, that was pretty much the segment. It was good. You know, I don't think Mickey should have been transferred over, but Bliss I think was a good transfer. Like I think she could do well, especially with Sasha.
Yeah, it's okay.
We had 205 Live featuring Perkins and Jack Gallagher. Did that happen?
It was a good match, but I can talk about that when 205 comes around. Yeah.
All right. We'll just go to the next one. Call through. All right. There's a recap of the whole Braun Roman segment, which is great again. And then they announced that I think he had a separated shoulder, kayfabe.
Yeah.
Including cracked ribs and a separated shoulder.
And eternal injuries.
Yeah, like, and then he ended up appearing on house shows like a week after.
Yeah, but house shows are non-canon, really.
Yeah. And then to finish off, we had Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. Good match. Liked it.
It put over the Intercontinental belt. It's continued Jericho. It did its good. It did its job and did it well. Like end about it.
Yeah, it was a good send off for Kevin Owens, and then we go into SmackDown. So
yeah, can I just give the thoughts about Raw, because
sure,
it was a great Raw. Like holy shit, it's not no.
It was a great
you can't go like those people didn't wrestle good. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You got a fucking ambulance tipped over. You got fucking grades. You got good talk. Like what else do you need?
Yeah, it was very much like reminiscent of like old Raw from the early 2000s when like you had SmackDown pulling like some of its fucking best material, but then you had the super wacky shit on Raw. You know, like SmackDown back then when you had the SmackDown 6 and it wasn't full of like the best storyline stuff, but you had fantastic wrestling. Whereas like on Raw, you just had the weirdest fucking storylines that like made the show. So it's just like a trip back to that kind of era of WWE. So yeah.
Yeah. Should I talk about Sakura Genesis or?
We'll do that I think after SmackDown if we have time.
Okay.
So
that's okay.
So SmackDown opened up, and then immediately we got Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is on SmackDown now. That's pretty great. I think it's great, and it's so funny how SmackDown in one episode essentially elevated the U.S. title to a main event level title.
Yeah, like go ahead, because if you have the promo, it's basically 4 main eventers talking about the U.S. belt.
Yeah. You had AJ Styles, Sami Zayn is also now on SmackDown, which that's great. I'm so glad for him because I think he needs it. I think the SmackDown audience will very much appreciate him. You had it was Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, and Baron Corbin, right? Because Baron Corbin, IC title's not enough. So, or no, he essentially said that because like he needs to challenge another champion because Dean's on Raw.
Raw.
Right, so we got a triple threat between AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin to decide a number one contender, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That was
Also,
great.
the rule also, Daniel Bryan came out and then he said, "Oh yeah, since the US title is going to be defended on Payback, whoever wins that match will become a SmackDown Live." So, it could be not like Jericho could go to SmackDown, but no.
No, because I think he's going to go on tour. So I think
Yeah.
it'll be like tour Fozzy, and then Kevin will come back.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I was really happy with that match too. I thought it was a great match. I didn't realize how much I wanted AJ Styles and Sami Zayn until I got it, because I think the fans want it too. And it's almost interesting because like you have now like so many just high caliber great wrestlers on SmackDown that it's just incredible. It like almost like the development of like a new SmackDown 6 almost.
But yeah, I can talk about that when we come to the end.
Yeah, sure. Right, and so they had a great match. I believe who ended up winning that match?
No, that was the main event.
Yeah, it was the main event. All right, well, we'll talk about it later then.
Yeah.
So they ended up having a match. Eric Rowan versus Randy Orton. It's a little odd. I thought Eric Rowan would be going over to Raw.
Yeah, but the problem is that since Braun was a part of the Wyatt family and Luke Harper was apparently like a part of about the Wyatt family, so I'm just wondering who Wyatt got power over, since when Braun got traded over, apparently he didn't get any power over Braun, but it's like now they're a different band, and then Rollins has Wyatt's power over him, so it's kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's a little confusing right now, and Bray ended up coming back up on the screen and talking, "Oh, can you smell the fear? Can you smell the stench of fear? Are you ready?" And then Eric Rowan ended up, I think, putting him in the step, or hitting him with the steps, and then Orton won by DQ, which is fine. I mean, I don't know if I'm interested at this feud at this point, but you know, I like that it's going more and more wacky. So you know, I like that in my wrestling. Usos versus American Alpha, which was a great match actually. I liked the match a lot. I was surprised.
The Usos has been doing great stuff. American Alpha is like good, but not showing it.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, I think the Usos can tango as well.
Yeah. The Usos is going through the best stuff in the whole career, to say.
Yeah, they're having their best run by far. Apparently, like after the break, the crowd was chanting "Bradshaw sucks," which good, because I guess he got booed as soon as he came in the building, because like all the fans know it, and they were chanting "Fire Bradshaw" and stuff, and "We want Morrow." Yeah, that's good, because I think WWE should hear that. And yeah, so the Usos and American Alpha had a great match. There was some nice hot tags and a lot of like combo
near falls.
Near falls and combo moves and stuff. The Usos ended up winning to retain, which was interesting. But then Primo and Epico ended up coming in and essentially turned heel, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were heels. I'm pretty sure it just reset the gimmick. Like, there was like, come to Costa Rica, it's like beat the fuck out of your black pants, kind of stuff. So.
Well, they ended up attacking American Alpha, and then which made him look over as fuck. So. That's great. It's like SmackDown doing it again. You know, that land of opportunity shtick is really resonating right now.
Yep.
Right.
Mojo
so we had Mojo and Jinder, which was a recap of their match at Mania, and Gronkowski.
Gronk. Just say
much.
Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk. He ended up getting involved again. Fine,
Yeah.
sure. He ended up throwing a beer in Jinder's face, and then Mojo ended up winning. Nothing much. Like, it was just a regular kind of match, right?
Yeah.
You know, nothing much. I like the push that Mojo's getting, though I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I don't know, man. The problem is that you got like the continental Graptos, you got the belt Grapto. You gotta need a few to put him onto it, but I don't think anybody. I don't know who you could put him in feud with.
Yeah, and you can't really put him in the U.S. title spot because of like just the star power they have in there, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Next, we had Shane McMahon coming out and thanking everyone, announcing that, thanking everyone for coming on and doing and recreating yourself and then going off. Then he brought in the women's roster and what was left. A nice troll, which was pretty much bringing Tamina back on TV. Which God, it's been a while since we saw her.
Yeah, almost a year now.
Yeah, so glad she's back on TV. And then Charlotte's back on SmackDown. I'm actually really excited for this.
Yep.
Because it'll be interesting to see like what she does with the rest of the girls on the roster. So, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a good promo. Shane McMahon killed it. Tamina is getting back into work, which is cool.
Yep.
And then you have and then you got Charlotte who can do great stuff, and then with Becky Lynch and then others. So
Yep.
Overall, it looks like Raw and SmackDown got the better deal in my opinion.
For women's, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but we can go ahead. We can talk about more about that.
Yep.
When we come to that.
So, Aiden English, there was speculation as soon as Simon Gotch left as to what his gimmick would be now, because he's essentially a solo guy. And they were thinking that he might do what he did in NXT, which was his whole singing gimmick. And it looks like, yes, that's what they're doing, which is fun. That's fun.
Yeah,
that's
I
fun.
like it.
I like it, And I think English has the ability to do like really well.
Yeah, he's a Guerrero, so
yeah. So Ty Dillinger ended up coming out. Of course, everyone's really into it. Ty is 10, which is great. And they had a match, which was fun. I like it because he was doing his gimmick in the ring as well.
yeah. He's the perfect 10, man.
Yeah. So then English was singing in the ring and stuff. It was a good match. I can't wait to see where they put Ty as far as storyline goes, because right now he's just kind of doing random matches for the sake of the fans. So, yeah. What do you think?
It was a good match. 4 minutes. Yeah. It did its job. You got Aiden lost, Ty Dillinger got over, boom da boom da boom. You got some spice going on.
Yeah. Right. Next we had a vignette hyping Lana's arrival, where I guess she's getting a gimmick redesign.
Yeah, probably.
Which is like, she's already sexy as fuck with the ravishing Russian thing, but I'm like, do you really need to change that?
The problem is that Lana is now she's on the Florida circuit of NXT, basically where the Florida circuit, if you don't know, it basically is the prime, the bare minimum. Like, you get all the new guys, basically there's people who's gonna come up to NXT, and then Lana's been doing that for a while. So
yeah, and she's been practicing for a while from what I've heard, so like a long time.
Yeah, she's been decent from the way that I've been seeing.
Yeah, I hope she does well. It'll be interesting to see how she does in the ring.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's not like Naya.
She's Fandango now.
Yeah. All right. Then we had Ziggler and Nakamura. If this turns into a feud, I'm really excited, because I love Ziggler and I love Nakamura, and I feel that they could throw fucking classic matches.
Yeah, I like the promo, but the problem is that Nakamura needs to get in the ring, no question about it. Just have him wrestle, because he can't speak English very well, like me, but he can wrestle
Yes.
very well. So he should just wrestle like
Can you say very well again?
very well.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Awesome.
But no, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he needs, like, we know he can wrestle and stuff, and he needs the opportunity to like get in the ring and actually tango and stuff. And but if there's anyone that it can make him go over and can make like the match fucking great, it would be Ziggler, because currently most of the other top guys are like occupied. I'm still waiting for a fucking AJ Nakamura too. Like, it'd be great.
I don't know, man. Like,
It'll take a while for it to happen, but
yeah,
yeah. What is it? We got a video feature for Baron Corbin.
just pissing on the. Oh yeah, WWE is my dream, and he just goes so like, no, it wasn't. I just do this because I don't fucking give a shit.
I don't care. This wasn't my dream. This is just what I do. I just don't give a damn. Like you're making this guy look like an edgy teenager.
But I like it. It's like he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't. It's not like WWE is pushing these guys. They did it the whole life. This is their dream, and then he just comes and then he goes like,
So I don't care. I'm just gonna go over everyone, lone wolf style.
yeah.
Okay, we also had the announcement that the New Day are coming to SmackDown. It'll be interesting because, like, I thought they were doing good with Revival,
Yeah.
in my opinion, but whatever. And then we had the main event: Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles. Great match. Great match.
Yeah.
It was an awesome
Great
match.
match. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fucking definitely worth that main event. I mean, Corbin, like, he wasn't as good as the other two, but he held his own very well, and Zayn and AJ were able to make him look really good. Yeah, it was like an 18-minute match, and it was awesome. Like, a lot of good spots in there. Like, what is it? Sammy went ham on Corbin, I think it was.
Yeah.
You know, he did his whole like go crazy thing, and AJ landed phenomenal forearm and won the match at 18 minutes. I'm trying to think of any other great spots that there was. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's more like it was like good spot after good spot. It was like
Yeah,
if you're gonna check out a match this week, watch this. Like you're gonna fucking enjoy it.
Like if there is any match that you're gonna actually watch this week, it would definitely be this match, just because of like how good the wrestlers were, and like, you know, Sammy and AJ were able to work together so nicely. You know, you got Styles giving Sammy a Pele kick, which was awesome, and trying to start the Styles Clash, but Sammy backdropped out of it, and it was a great match. Like, it was awesome. So yeah, and Styles, I think, winning. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think
Styles versus Owens, like holy shit.
Oh, like, it's gonna be a great match, and it should be a great match. But like, I feel like it should have went to Sammy.
Yeah, but I think this is more transitional. Like, you can wrap up the Orton's Wyatt feud, and then you can go on with Styles versus Orton, and then I don't know if I want to see Zayn and Owens again. Like, they do great stuff in the ring, but it needs. I think, in my opinion, they just need a bit time away. Like, have them 2 months or 3 months, like, not wrestling each other, and then you can blow it off. Like, yeah.
I mean, like with Styles, it's interesting because, like, I feel like it is going to be transitional while, like, the WWE Championship's being tied up from Orton and Wyatt, which is great, because I think, like, it's just amazing how well they were able to hype up the championship match in a single show. Like, holy shit. You know? And it should be interesting when Payback comes around to, like, see, you know, how it develops. But yeah, no, I was really happy with this week's show. Yeah. And overall, that was the Superstar shakeup. So
Yeah, that was SmackDown. Good SmackDown, and then should I just go for 25 or an hour?
sorry.
Should, what? Should I just go for 205 now? Okay.
Oh, did you watch 205?
Yeah, sure. I could just go over quickly. It starts with a winner package. It goes like fair 4-way last week, which was okay, and then Aries got a new title shot on Neville, which was hyped, and then they just they welcome us to the most exciting hour on television.
Most exciting hour on television. Oh my god.
So they just remind us what happened on Raw. TJ Perkins finally is now heel, but now comes out Brian Kendrick, the man with a plan, and then you see like clips of his last matchup against Akira Tozawa, where Akira was able to defeat him.
Yep.
They were good, but when Mustafa comes out, they have a match, and it was pretty decent. It was alright. And then backstage, we saw Drew Gulak watching they're probably hyping up Ali versus Gulak.
Yep.
And then it was a great match. And then Ali goes for the rope because he was in a submission, and then he goes, and then what the fuck? The bell rings, and then everybody's confused, like, what the fuck is going on? And then the timekeeper is actually Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
Kendrick goes like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
And they get a pin, and then it goes like 1, 2, 3, over. Mustafa wins.
Yeah, no,
it
was a good match. I ended up watching, I think, 205 last week and seeing like how this develops with like wrestling lessons and stuff, and I kind of like where it's going. And it's a nice feud to really kind of like be that starter of 205 Live that I think is what it needs. I still think Mustafa Ali is like a little bit lost as far as like his placement, but it was good. We had Rich Swann versus Johnny Ocean. Did you watch this?
Can I go ahead? Okay.
Sure.
First, we got like TJ Parkins, now like Tozawa going like, our parents can't be deceiving. Lesson 2, and then it was like okay, and then TJ Parkins got like interviewed. He did like his heel stuff, and then he got the respect of the WWE, and he's gonna get it back. And then Jack comes, and then he's gonna like, oh yeah, I'm gonna face you. Be okay. And then we got like Rick Swann dancing in his ring, and then he goes against the jobber, and then he jobs out you, and then we don't know you chant, and then there you go.
Yeah.
You got a Swan over, and then
we had the Alicia Fox segment, which was
it was alright. Like Noam Dar and her is doing great stuff. Noam is amazingly talented. Like
it's a shame. It's a shame because Noam's pretty great, but him having to fucking do this, it's just like, oh my god.
I think they're two good wrestlers. Like Alicia and Noam should just be mixing it up.
Yeah.
Like you should get like Divas and Cruiserweight B-show instead of this.
Yeah.
And then Austin Aries did a face promo.
Of course.
And then TJ and then Jack Gallagher, because I'm hyped for this because you might not know this, but I've seen both of them in real life.
Oh yeah.
Like in these on the English circuit, they're fucking talented, both of them. It was a pretty good match. Like TJ won, they went back and forth. Jack did his gentleman thing. TJ started doing heel stuff, and it was a good main event. And then show is over. The end.
Yep. Yeah. It was a good show.
You watched it?
No. Like overall, like from what I had heard of like the stuff that went on, it was like I love the Brian Kendrick stuff and I love the TJ stuff, and that's about like all that the clips I watched, and then the rest it was just like no.
Yeah, I think you should have watched it. No,
yeah, I mean I didn't have the time, I don't think. Plus, like the SmackDown left me really pretty deflated. So, yeah, I heard that's just been what's kind of like killing the show. Is just overall the The fact that its placement is right after SmackDown kind of hurts it a lot.
Yeah, it should just be like, it should have just dropped this out and then go for a B show like Superstars, just for divas and cruiserweights, in my opinion.
Yep. And I also watched NXT this week.
Yeah.
It was a pretty decent show. You had Aleister Black versus Corey Hollis. Actually, I think I missed that match.
As
I
like
was making
Black,
tea, so
he's a great wrestler. I saw that match; it was good.
yeah.
Alistair had done great shit as Tommy End in this circuit, so I like him.
Yeah, well, he went over in less than 30 seconds to a black mass kick.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Which was pretty great. Yeah, it was a good way to put him over. Next match, you had DIY versus Dylan Miley and Michael Blaze. I think it was Miley that was like, yeah, it was Miley is the super huge guy. He's like, he's not like Braun, but he's like a bit more buff and fit Mark Henry. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like definitely huge. And it looks like they're building him as a monster. DIY won, and he essentially went ahead and attacked his partner, Michael Blaze, and completely destroyed him, which was a little freaky. Next, you had Ruby Riott versus Kimberly Frankly. Good match. It's interesting to see where Ruby Riott goes because she's been in that stable Sanity. No. She's been in another like stable / pairing with other people for a bit.
It's not Sanity. Sanity's with Nikki Cross.
Yeah, no. Sanity was like the girl from Sanity ended up interfering in that match and like coming out and stuff, and I think it distracted her. But she still won. Overall, the match was just like, yeah, it was okay. It's nothing special. Next, we had Oney Lorcan versus Drew McIntyre. I'm so pissed that they changed Drew's music because his original song was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome, but like they kept the graphic, the Drew McIntyre graphics, which is weird. Yeah. And I remember seeing Oney Lorcan, I think last week or so on 205 Live. I think he was on, maybe.
Yeah.
And he impressed me, just with how, and he impressed me in this match too. But at the match, like fuck, he was busted open pretty nicely.
He's a great wrestler. He's done great stuff as Biff Bushtick. I don't know how you say it because my memory is rustic, but he's great in the guy, and I hope he does well in this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad McIntyre's back. It'll be interesting to see if he's put in the main event picture on NXT.
Yeah, he's gonna. No question about it.
You know, because
no question about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I don't think there's anyone else really that can at the moment. Yeah, and then and overall the match was good. I like Oney Lorcan went pretty hard, and there was some nice spots in the Alabama Slam and stuff, which was huge. And yeah, it was good, and I'm glad he's back. So welcome back, Drew. And Shinsuke was giving his farewell essentially, which was a nice, probably the most English I've ever heard him speak. Probably, I think.
Yeah.
It's like we're all NXT style, your style. We're all NXT now, etc. And it was a good send off. I think you had, I think, people in the audience crying. So that was interesting. And then you had the rest of the NXT locker room come out and give him a good send off, including Finn Balor. Which is good to see. So good for Shinsuke to make it into SmackDown, and NXT will miss you, man. So yeah, and overall that's this week in WWE wrestling. If you want to, we can cover Sakura.
I can go for New Japan. Okay. So first, they started off with a pre-show match, and I can cover it. But it got Manabu Nakashi, Yushin Thunder Liger, and David Finlay, the son of Finlay, first some good talent New Japan has been has as the Young Lions. Like you got this buff guy, you got this shoot fighter, and you got this like amazing charisma guy. Like they're gonna do great stuff. Trust me. Like they're pretty good at the ring. It was a good pre-show match. They did his good shit. They lost. I thought it was pretty good. And then you got the Bullet Club going over. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that David Finlay won this match by pinning a guy. It was 6. Fuck. Let me just do this. And then we got an 8-man tag team match, which was the Bullet Club against the Tiger Masks. The Tiger Masks didn't got pinned. I don't know where they're going with this. I know they're just doing this because they got anime going over, but
Yeah.
I don't think Bullet Club needs this win. And then you got like Chaos in a 6-man tag team against Suzuki Gun.
Yep.
And then Suzuki Gun lost, but the Suzuki just goes like, no wait, that was after the match. Never mind. Shit, I'm just good.
Well, I love Suzuki as a heel, so he's doing great stuff.
And then Suzuki Gun, the tag team of Suzuki Gun, the junior heavyweights came out and then pinned and won over Jado and Gado, which was a good match. Jado and Gado is good. They're booking the show right now, so I can't complain. And then RPG Wise, which is basically this Vaporwave dudes. Yeah, I've said that. It's basically like this Vaporwave gimmick came out, and then, oh yeah, they're gonna go for the tag team belt.
Yep.
And then Bullet Club, Kenny Omega Kenny Omega with Bad Luck Fale went against Tomohiro Ishii and the CD guy who can't pronounce because I don't know Japanese. came out, like, was good match, and then after the match, no, never mind. And after match, Kenny make it loaded, and then Bad Luck Fale is gonna go to the next pay-per-view and go for the heavyweight belt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got...
he fucking needs it.
Yeah, and then you got Tanahashi, Juice Robinson, Ricochet, and Takeguchi pinning Tetsuya Naito and like the Los Ignorales, because Juice fucking Robinson is gonna go against Tetsuya Naito for the Intercontinental belt.
Wow. Fuck.
Fucking Juice Robinson.
If he's a great worker and stuff, but
yeah, if you only watch the WWE, that's CJ Parker.
Yeah.
Fuck me. And then War Machine faced off against Tenkosi, and then they got pinned, and then War Machine won the belt. Sorry if this sounds a bit confusing, but yes. Mm-hmm. And then Hiroki Goto defeated Zack Sabre for the Open Championship match, and then Goto called out Suzuki Gun and then fucking destroyed all of them. And then Minoru Suzuki tried to kill Goto, who was trying to assist Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
Wait, is Zack Sabre Jr. in Suzuki Gun? Yeah, it is. But anyways, they try to kill each other, and then we're getting Suzuki against Goto next pay-per-view. And then we had the junior heavyweight belt, the great match. You have to see this, no question about it. Hiromu Takahashi beat Kusuda, retaining his belt. And then the main event, the one everybody saw, Okada versus Shibata.
Kazuchika Okada versus Shibata, yeah.
Yeah.
You're having trouble pronouncing those names.
Sorry, but I don't know Japanese, okay?
Yeah, it's fine, don't worry.
I just watch anime, okay?
Just watch animes.
Yeah, but this great match. Pure, legit, amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen the match yet, so I only saw a few spots of it.
No, don't talk about it.
No?
Let me say, let me just lay out the basic storyline, and then you should watch it. Like, just fucking stop this fucking podcast and watch it. And
Yeah.
not you. Okay, Okada is this young guy. Like, he's the new face of New Japan. Was
29.
facing. Come on, let me do this. Was
29.
facing.
Just saying, he's 29.
Fuck off, but he's been on the top for 4 years when it was 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he has 10 years to go like from now, because 30 is basically around the prime age of wrestlers.
Yep.
And then Okada versus Shibata is basically, how to say this, he was gonna be the face of New Japan like in the early 20s, the early 2000s, and they just went away, did MMA, sucked at it, came back, and then just been reinventing himself and trying to do good shit for apology for going away. And then you got this fucking combination of two guys at the prime, to say, going out and kicking ass of themselves. Like, fuck you, you should watch this match. I'm not gonna explain it because that would be a disservice to how great this match is. Stop this match and check out Kazuchika Okada versus
Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah, versus
and Shibata.
Yeah, like, stop this.
Yeah.
And then
just go watch it.
Okay, you're back, cool. So anyways, Okada won, like, as you saw, and then Big Luck Fale came out and said, fuck you, bitch, I'm gonna fight you. So next pay-per-view, to see how insane this is, again, Juice Robinson against Tetsuya Naito.
Kazuchika Okada versus who?
No, like Chika Okada versus Fale.
Okay.
And then we're getting Hiromu, the junior heavyweight champion. Fuck off. Getting against Ricochet. Mm-hmm. So, and then we're getting Hiroku Goto against Suzuki. Like, fuck me. Like, this fucking went did everything. Great match, and it built up for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Don't like, you shouldn't be like Russo and just skip this. Fuck you.
No, dude, man, one, I didn't have time for it. Two, I didn't know where to get it because I didn't pay for New Japan World. So yeah,
stream it. But
yeah,
anyways,
where? I don't fucking know. Jeez.
Fuck off. I know you was one on Blood Honey, but you got that much time to watch a good fucking event.
Yeah, well, anyway. So yeah, I think that's been the show.
No, we gotta talk about this shakeup. We didn't.
Okay, we'll go over real quick because we're like out of time by a lot. So
we can go how much we want. It's not. We're not live at all.
All right. Well, come on.
Okay, Raw, who went from SmackDown to Raw was The Miz and Mercy, Dean Ambrose,
it's
Bray
Maurice.
Wyatt.
It's Maurice. It's
fuck
Maurice.
It. Okay, fuck it. Should I just say the name and you say your opinion?
Ms. Maurice.
Good draft.
No, I think it's a bad draft for Miz because
Why?
I feel like because the main event for The Miz, like the main event on Raw is so like congested right now because of like they're essentially locking it down for Roman and Brock and Braun.
Yeah.
For the Intercontinental, like you might see it, but like I don't feel like that Miz should be having like another Intercontinental run right now, considering he just dropped it not too long ago. And I feel like he's just not going to have like that breathing room like he did on like Talking Smack and, you know, in his promos and stuff like he done on SmackDown. I feel like this is a really bad spot for him just because of how much mainly because of how unless he's given that room to speak, then I don't feel like he's going to do as well.
I got a counterpoint to that. One, I think he's going to get the room because on this Raw, he came out first, he got a match. Like, he's also on the Hulu version, which is basically the cut down version. So that means they're building something up with him. And I think they're gonna do good shit with him, since the Miz has been one of the long stays. So it basically like Miz is just basically a good hand in a way.
It's just I hope they do get stuff with him, but I don't like I'm a little pessimistic that they will. So
Yeah.
excuse me. What else we had? Dean Ambrose. I think this could do well for him. You know, I think
Yeah.
Raw could maybe find a way to make the Intercontinental title interesting again, because I think
Yep.
like they're just like there was so much more interesting stuff going on SmackDown at the time that they were doing the feud for him that it just wasn't like there wasn't really enough time for it, and that the way they framed the feud, where it was much more like Dean versus Ambrose, not like Dean versus Ambrose for the title, or sorry, not Dean versus Ambrose, Dean versus Baron, for like it was more so Dean versus Baron for the just for the sake of Dean versus Baron, but not so much like Ambrose versus Baron for the title. So hopefully, like a fresh kind of feud will help it out, but we're not sure. What else? We had Alexa Bliss. I think that's a great move.
You skipped Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
Should I just take over? I could just take over. You got Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I don't get this.
Yeah.
I don't get this part.
I don't get it either. I mean, like Bray, like he's gonna get bumped on the card again, because again, like Raw, just its main event is completely locked down. It's almost horseshit, but it's completely locked down, and there is nowhere near as much breathing room on Raw for him. However, at the same time, I feel like the Raw audience and just the Raw kind of atmosphere could use a lot more of that wacky shit that Bray provides, right?
Yeah.
So that could be a benefit to him as well, as long as they go forward with it and like really give him the time to like do some of that wacky shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we got Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, great.
Yeah.
I feel like she did everything she needed to in SmackDown. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be a good refresher for the Raw women's division, because they've been doing the same shit for over again. So
it was getting stale.
If you take it's stale. So if you take one element out of the stale and I put in some freshness in it, you're gonna have a good dish. Yeah. I know it ain't food, but fuck you.
Yeah.
And then you got Mickie James.
Mickie James, half and half. I feel like she's good enough on her own that it would have been great to see like a Charlotte Mickie James feud, because I don't think Naomi's at the level that she can have like a good feud with Charlotte. However, at the same time, like I feel that Mickie James could actually be a contender for like the Raw Women's titles, since I think that they might just be carrying Mickie James and Alexa Bliss feud over to Raw. But will it be for the title or not? Because seriously, like Bayley needs to get out of the picture for a little bit, or Sasha needs to turn heel and they need to do their own thing and give some more room, you know? That's it for me. So.
Yeah, I think you said my opinions right. It's like the 2 draft picks for the women's is gonna do good shit by refreshing the division and then giving new shit to Raw viewers. And then you got the jobbers, like you said, Apollo Crews.
Yeah, we can skip over those. I mean,
can I talk about him?
Sure. Yeah.
Apollo Crews. He's a great guy. I love Dragon Gate, and he's doing great. He's been great shit there. And then here he's just being
buried.
Yeah, he's just been boring, and he needs seriously something new. Like he needs to turn heel or something. He needs to.
I mean, I don't see that happening anytime soon, though.
Why?
Just because like I don't see anyone on the card in particular that he could be legitimately inserted into, unless like he maybe turns heel, or I don't know, like
I think he needs to turn heel. Like he should just go like
because he has to look for it.
Yeah, he should just go like those stone dead. Like he has the fucking talent of it. Like you've seen this guy, he's amazing in the ring, like no question about it. It's like jumping around, it looks like a fucking beast of a guy. Like No question about it.
He'll need some sort of redesign, but I don't know if
Yeah.
they're going to give that to him.
It should just go like Terry Crews because he's Apollo Crews.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. What else we had?
And Kalisto.
Kalisto, don't care.
I think he's gonna do great in the cruiserweight division. Like,
I think they just need to put him in there and just leave him. Fuck.
yeah. And then you got Slater versus Slater and Rhino.
I doubt they're gonna be put into the tag picture too well. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like Rhino's getting up there in years, and Slater is like,
Yeah, and
he's a good talent, but the problem is that he might get stuck in the win, and then he never goes with the win.
yeah, he
And then
gets
you
borderline
got-
comedy act booking, you know. So
Yeah, and then you got Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt, don't care.
I think it's gonna. I like it. I like this gimmick, but the problem is I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
Yeah, it's just-
Honestly, to me, he should just go back. He should go down to NXT and then do good shit with that, and then come back refreshed.
Maybe, yeah, or I don't know. Like, I just don't care enough about him to really give a shit about his booking, you know.
Yeah, and then
Anyway, who
from
else?
Raw, yeah, okay, that was all from SmackDown to Raw. Now from Raw to SmackDown is Kevin Owens.
Great. Well, you already like it was gonna happen because you had the IC title going over, and it's
Yeah.
just the way that they're booking, like the way that he's sort of doing himself as the face of America thing. I think it's good that he's going to Raw or SmackDown. Sorry, because I think that they have the talent there to really elevate the U.S. title, since the WWE titles is currently hooked up right now between Randy and Bray. So it's
Yep.
like a little bit more of like, okay, we're gonna put all the focus on the U.S. title so that we can have like something to do while the WWE title stuff is going on. So great, and he's a great talent, and I think he's gonna do really well with the other talent in SmackDown.
Charlotte Flair.
Great. Well, they need another top babyface, right? Well,
Yeah,
not top
basically.
babyface, but like
Yeah,
another face for SmackDown.
No, I think it's more like a heel.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like not a babyface or anything like that, but they need like another top star to go to the SmackDown Women's division, right?
I think she's gonna refreshen up the women's division. Sorry
think so.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. Just because like Alexa Bliss was great on her own. She was a great heel, and I feel like Charlotte
Also, yeah.
like she needed to get out of Raw just because that I think that constant exchange of titles and shit was just getting annoying. So
Also, Flair has great matches with Becky Lynch, so yeah, I hope that goes.
I hope that goes well.
And then you get Sami Zayn to
Great,
SmackDown.
great talent. Fucking put all the great talent on SmackDown as far as in ring shit goes. Put them all on there, and then they'll be happy.
I think this is a great pick. It was gonna happen. People were sure that the first draft he's gonna go to SmackDown. He didn't go to SmackDown.
Yep.
And then this draft he goes to SmackDown. I hope he does good shit because he's more suited to the SmackDown style and more than the Raw.
Yeah, it's just because I feel like his style is much more suited to SmackDown, and I feel like he was getting constantly buried in Raw, but was still not buried to the point where he wasn't able to recover, because I think he has the fan base to recover, but it's just he wasn't getting utilized properly to the point where his feud with Braun didn't really go anywhere, and I was hoping it'd be a babyface going over monster thing, but oh well.
Yeah, and then you get the New Day. Yeah.
I was hoping Revival and New Day could go somewhere interesting, but looks like it's not, so we won't know until they actually debut.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going with this, but I think they want to revitalize the New Days because New Days are still popular. They still sell gear, but
Yeah.
they're not doing anything well.
Yeah, it'd be really ballsy if SmackDown went ahead and broke up New Day. That'd be
Personally,
interesting.
to me, I think they're gonna stay singles, but as a unit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like probably Kofi
Shield.
Kingston or Big E is getting a single push while the
That'd be
other
great.
two is supporting him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Rusev.
Oh man, rest in peace, Rusev.
Why?
Well, meaning like he could do well on SmackDown, but his current state, yeah, rest in peace, Rusev. Like he hasn't been
I don't
anywhere.
know. Yeah, the problem is that Lana isn't with him anymore, so I think he needs a new manager, and then he should just go like fucking
Well, I don't.
monster heel.
Well, yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get Lana.
Oh, Lana. We won't
Yeah.
know until she debuts, right? Like,
Yeah, same here.
you know, and if I'm not like if Lana goes to SmackDown and Rusev goes to SmackDown, then will there be interaction between them?
I don't know.
We all know
man.
fucking Vince hated that they got married, so yeah. You know, it's a big Vinny man.
Tamina. Yeah.
She's back on TV. That's great.
Yeah, I like her. She has a good look, but I don't know if she's good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think she's
And
going to
they-
be utilized that much, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's a good hand to have. And then you got Primo and Epico.
If it goes how they're currently doing them with the whole heel thing, I think it could go really well, and I could see a good, you know, a good kind of rivalry between them and American Alpha. Though I feel like they're a little bit too similar to the Usos at this point, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The problem is both are black clothes.
Yeah,
Not black, but yeah.
yeah, but you know, regular kind of clothes.
I'm not racist.
Yes.
And then you got Sin Cara.
But no, he bumped him down to cruisers.
Yeah, he's going to SmackDown, and then Jinder Mahal. I
I
like
haven't really
him. He's
thought about
good.
Jinder on SmackDown yet, but I think like it's a little dangerous because I think they need to have more heels. Like SmackDown's just like so overabundant in faces right now, and the only one you got really is like Owens,
Kevin Owens.
Usos, Charlotte now. You know?
Yeah, like I don't get why they turned AJ Styles really, but
Yeah.
probably because they want John Cena's going away and they want the new face of the SmackDown.
Yeah, but I think fucking I think
Orton is going heel, I think.
hopefully, fuck.
Yeah, but it's not about that anyways. But what are you talking about this the superstar shakeup?
Overall, I feel if there's one guy that I wish he would have gone over, I think it would have been Balor. Not just for like my personal smarkiness, but I feel like it would have been great to see him go over simply because I think there would have been more room for him to do stuff in, you know, because with like Finn Balor is a main event level talent, whether you like it or not, and I don't think they're gonna put him in fucking I don't think they're gonna put him in the IC picture. It'd be really dumb if they did, because he's incredibly over. But
I mean, he needs that. He needs to start wrestling sooner or later because he's been injured the whole time. So
yeah, and
I actually hope he does go for the Intercontinental so he can get some wrestling and we can see this guy in action, because I've seen him doing great shit as in NXT and as Devitt. So
yeah, and I feel like he's just. Especially with like the amount of talent that you have over in SmackDown, like you could definitely build some like great feuds and shit around it, you know.
But I would like to point out that SmackDown had 10 new people and Raw had only 9 new people.
But at the same time, it's like the caliber of people that went over to fucking Raw.
But I would like to say that I think SmackDown got a better deal of it, because I don't know if you noticed it, but every time I went from Raw, he's like, don't care about this guy. And whenever I talked about SmackDown, oh yeah, I think he's going to do great shit there.
Yeah.
So SmackDown got the more people over than Raw did. So I think SmackDown got the better deal of the end, like no question about it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess we won't know until like a couple months in, but so far,
Yeah.
like I think SmackDown can do pretty well, depending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good shake-up. They just unstuck some screws and then put it back in, and then
Yeah.
I hope to see how the both shows goes from this point, really.
Yeah, no, like again, it's all in the booking, right? So we'll see how Payback goes. I don't think many titles are going to change hands, just because of like the nature of how they're balanced currently. So yeah,
Yeah.
it should be interesting. Yeah,
I
that
think
was that was
that's
this
the
week
show.
in WWE, and that's the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it
All
was a
right, well,
good week.
yeah, it was a good week. I think a lot of interesting stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll be here next week, hopefully by Sunday,
Yep.
if everyone shows up.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's been our show.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Bye
night,
bye.
and thank you. Bye bye.